We're going into the coldest part of the year. Typically, on average, the high temperature bottoms out about mid to about end of January. Right there, posts about 27. You go further north, this is about average for the area. So further north you go, you can drop that by a couple degrees. But for the next week and a half, this is where we should be the coldest going into early February. Now, we are going to get to some cold temperatures that we haven't seen for a while, but definitely not any record-breaking or really historical type cold for this time of year, just back to where we should. Really, the high pressure settling overhead and all the winds associated with the cold front to the overhead that we had passing last night has pushed to the east. You can see all the lake effect snow out there. Here's our system to the north. This is another Clipper-like system, more typical of what we would see in January. They kind of come through with a little bit of light snow, winds, and colder temps behind it, and they come through several at a time. And this is one that'll be diving southeast starting later tonight and pushing through the area, followed by more. Now, overnight temperatures, we have a few places that could drop below zero briefly before we see more clouds later in the night. So that opportunity is, but overall, all these other temperatures are pretty typical for the middle of January. The winds will decrease, so wind chill won't be a factor too. And once again, we'll have increasing clouds. And now tomorrow, our temperatures will climb all the way through the afternoon and continue to climb to the evening. So tracking out the snow, morning commute, no issues to speak of. We'll have temperatures, pretty much dry conditions. Here's the cloud cover and the precipitation that will start to form. And it's kind of a bands of light snow, and the more further north you go, the better opportunity. So by noon, I would expect to see some of this activity already in Eau Claire, all the way stretching down to La Crosse. Once again, not widespread light snow, but it will be snow showers occasionally to the afternoon. We'll see a break. You see right there about 3 to 4. That first wave associated kind of with a weak frontal boundary will kind of push to the east. So we'll see a break, and this break between about 5 to 8 or 8-ish is when we could see a little bit of freeze and drizzle mixed in, because our temperatures, as noted, are going to be climbing all the way to the mid to upper 20s. By this point, even warmer. As you see, by 9 p.m., we're in the mid to upper 20s, so we're continuing to climb. The snow will then reappear eventually at some point after 7. This is, I think, when you'll see the most snowfall, or the better shot to see more widespread snow from about 8 to about 2 a.m. The winds will start turning around. Our high temperature tomorrow will likely be just after midnight, once again into the 30s. The snow will kind of push east. For the most part, I think the Friday morning commute won't see a lot of snow, but the wind will begin to pick up. Temperatures still very mild for this time of year to see it in the morning, but they will continue to fall through the afternoon as additional rounds of precipitation, as you can see right there, will swing through the area during the afternoon and evening hours. So more snow showers on Friday, but the bigger story will be falling temperatures and a lot more wind. And the snow chance will continue on Saturday as we continue to see moisture wrap around throughout the day on Saturday as the cold air continues to push into the area. So not a lot of amounts. This is for a 3-day period. The numbers kind of got out of the way. So we're talking Friday all the way through Saturday, technically 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4, but it's a 3-day period. So not a significant amount of snow, just a lot of snow over a smaller period. Wind chills going Friday evening activities. We will be falling, and the wind chills will likely be sub-zero as you go into Friday evening. And the temperatures continue to fall through the weekend. Nothing crazy, but still the teens, and we have more snow throughout Saturday and Sunday, and we get colder even Monday before we start kind of modifying our temperatures and getting closer to average by the second half of next week. So all in all, it's not really a bad mid-January forecast. It's just we haven't had this in a while. That's why. That makes it a little colder than it is.
Yeah, got to reacquaint ourselves with the January cold. Thanks,
True.
Greg.